larynx. We almost never see it though. It's really small. What you're seeing here, these veins are terrible. You're seeing branches off of the brachiocephalic veins, but I would never tag these. These guys are horrible.
So the ones that we're supposed to be looking for is the brachiocephalic vein?
Yeah, this isn't a good example of it. What you normally see is you'll have an external jugular on each side. Each external jugular vein should combine with the subclavian vein on the same side. So like on this one, we should have a right external jugular vein combining with the right subclavian vein. And where those two veins come together, they form a left and a right brachiocephalic vein. So what I think we're seeing here is the remnants of the right brachiocephalic vein. This is a remnant of the left brachiocephalic vein. And then those two brachiocephalic veins come together to form the superior vena cava, which is right here. So we're missing another connection from here to here. But this one's terrible. And it happens. Some of them they're not injected. Some of them are just trashed through the dissection process. I've seen really good ones. But it's usually pretty clear. You know, you'll see a jugular vein hook up with a subclavian vein. That forms a brachiocephalic vein. Brachiocephalic veins on the left and right side come together. They form a single superior vena cava, which just plugs into the heart.
You can't see the azygos vein?
Well, actually, I take it back. You can. So on the azygos vein, if you look on the right side of the heart, you should see a single vein that comes down from the dorsal or from the posterior surface, and it just goes on an angle and goes right down into the heart. But it's always going to be on the right side.
What is that one called?
That's the azygos.
And the sternal vein?
Sternal vein, I saw one good example once. Yeah, the problem is I think the sternum is lost on this guy. What happens is there's two arteries that run along the sternum, or two veins that run along the sternum, the internal thoracic veins. Right at the level of the manubrium. Where's that coming from? It's late. Let me just finish this one up and then I'll clean myself up. Oh yeah, so the sternal vein. What happens is there's usually a vein to the left and right of the sternum, and they're the internal thoracic veins. And near the manubrium, or near the front of the sternum, they'll just come together, and then they'll form one small vein that plugs into the superior vena cava. I've only seen one example out of my two classes. It's a pretty small vein, and it's not that important. Okay.